everyone. Dive into Anchored Together, a captivating YouTube series that offers an intimate look into the extraordinary lives of seafarers and their families.
From long-standing maritime partnerships to new connections formed at sea, Anchored Together highlights the incredible journeys of those who navigate both the ocean and the relationships with passion and resilience. Get ready for an engaging twist with Anchored Together. Hi viewers, welcome to another episode of Anchored Together, and this time we have these two lovely people. We have Nafeesa Moloobhoy here and Aslam. What's your full name, Aslam?
Aslam Karmali.
Aslam Karmali here. Mind you, they're brother and sister, and we are going to find out what great things they've done in their lives and how well they have worked together, and also we're going to know all a few little secrets that nobody else knows, that how they grew up and what are the funny things that happened in their lives and how close they are as brother sister. There's a whole lot for you. So we'll start with this beautiful lady here, Nafeesa. Nafeesa, you want to introduce yourself very briefly.
I'm Nafeesa Moloobhoy and I'm the Managing Director of Moloobhoy Group of Companies. I've been doing this for the last 23 years, have huge aspirations, so I pray to God for success, and it's a pleasure and an honor to be here. Thank you for having us.
I'm sure God is listening to you and will do definitely what you ask Him to. Aslam, let's hear from you.
Namaste again. I'm Aslam Karmali. Have just completed 33 years of corporate experience. Worked for brands like Dunlop, Philips, Eureka Forbes, Bajaj, and now in my second innings, very proud to be the CEO of the company that Nafeesa so awesomely runs, the Moloobhoy Group.
Brilliant. Aslam, I heard some really big names over there, and I'm sure those companies benefited immensely, but now the future is for the two of you together. Now,
Absolutely, let me do this.
all right.
That's
Very
the
nice.
two of us together, and Moloobhoy is going to cause a storm in the marine industry, God willing.
And we'll all be witness to it very soon. And now let's go with Nafeesa first. Tell me, you were a housewife, and then there were circumstances that brought you into the company and made you more or less the leader, gradually, of course. But so tell us that at the beginning, how did it all happen, and what were the inspiring things that shaped your approach, to the leadership eventually?
So I would say, in my life, things don't happen slowly and gradually. It always happens with a bang.
Sadly.
I was studying in college. I was just entered my SY BCom, and I was a very good student, a conscientious student.
Here in Mumbai, you studied here
Yes,
in Mumbai?
Narsi Munji. And I was my principal. I was the principal's favorite, and there I was all set to really do well in an academic career. And my husband there was a very or rather, let me rephrase that. There was the most eligible Muslim boy looking out to find a wife. And lo and behold, his eyes fell on me.
Wow.
And he decided...
Was there lightning and everything?
No,
then?
no, nothing. It was highly arranged. I'm still waiting for the lightning.
Okay.
It was a highly arranged marriage. My mother thought it was a very good match. And here I'll share a joke with you. We came from a middle class family. My mother was the principal of a nursery school. My father was an academician. He wrote the constitution of the government of Yemen. He worked there. So we came from a very solid but middle class background. And when my husband's proposal came, my mother said, he's proposed and you're going to get married. And I said, Mom, hold it. I want to rethink this. I want to study. I want to, do a PhD and whatever there is. And she said, but why? And she said, so I said, I want to do this and this and this. And can you imagine how much money I will earn? And how I will sort of rise in the corporate world and how well known I will be. So, I need to do this, Mom. But the bottom part was that, it would really give me an opportunity to earn and then look after my family. And so my mother said, I don't know why I spent so much money teaching you what I did. You can't do simple maths. You talked of, studying and doing an MBA and a PhD and God knows how much time that would take. And there is no guarantee of success. So there is a risk that you might not succeed. On the other hand, you have a proposal. An Adil came from one of the wealthiest Muslim families in Bombay. He says, you have to marry him and in 1 week you will get everything that you intended to do, which was going to take you 20 years. So you see, my mother was the smartest of us all. She did her math and her risk analysis very quickly.
But that's what parents do. They're looking at things very differently, from...
Yes. So I was packed off. I'm not a graduate, did not complete my education. And then, unfortunately, my husband fell sick. I had to take over the company. It was 96 years old and I felt we should see it at least to a century. And so I decided to step into the shoes of, managing director. And as you said in the beginning, nothing gradually, I was thrown in the deep end of the pool. Either I swam or I sank. So let's just say I learned to swim and pretty fast.
Sudden changes in your life, but good changes, I should say. Right?
God has been kind.
Very nice. So, Aslam, you've been some 30-40 years in the corporate world.
33.
33 years to be precise. But what made you do the switch now? You think you have more to prove? Or you think you can do more magic with the Moloobhoys?
So he's going to answer that, but I'm just going to put in one sentence. He has a sister whom he loves a lot and couldn't let her down.
Whoa!
So as you can see, it's telepathy. That was my answer.
Excellent. But who's the older of the two?
My sister.
She doesn't look older than you. No.
I dye my hair, he doesn't.
Okay.
We are 4 years apart.
That's close.
And don't ask my age.
Not at all. Okay, so tell us.
No, so
your move.
I think Nafeesa articulated it very well, that there was a fondness for the family, the Moloobhoy family, obviously anchored in Nafeesa. And 33 years, as you can see from the brands I've worked, a lot of experience in driving business, in transformations, worked with some of the big fours from a consulting perspective, the BCGs, the McKinseys, etc. And I thought in life it's time that one uses this to add value to a group of businesses which is fondly called as MSMEs. And that's why I took the jump. I'm now finished 7 months with the Moloobhoys.
Okay.
And it's been a fascinating journey, a lot of learnings, a lot of customization. But sure, for definitely the viewers, I'd like to say it's been a great learning experience where I have been able to learn the domain of shipping, which I knew nothing. And I've been able to share with the existing team some of the corporate cultures and some of the corporate best practices which I picked up over these 33 years. So I would say it's a great amalgamation of the two, and success is what we are chasing with this amalgamation.
So he came over to Moloobhoys willingly and happily, not bullied by the older sister, right?
That's the role of an older sister. No, to be honest with you, we had grown to a size that it had become unmanageable for me to head it on my own.
Right.
And both my daughters are, as you know, in the family way. In the last 11 months, I've had 3 grandchildren.
Congratulations on
Thank
that.
you, thank you. And I desperately needed help. And I went to my brother and I said, it's now or never. He was 58. He was going to wait for 2 years and retire at 60 and definitely join me. But I just never gave him a choice. I just played the part of a bullying older sister to perfection.
Chal aja or shuru ho ja. But have you other siblings?
No, we just two of us.
Oh, then you must be very, very close.
Touch wood. By the grace of God, we are.
Excellent. So, Nafeesa, now when you took over, you said your company, you had very little experience. So, what are the big challenges that you came across along the way? One or two, tell me. I'm sure you've seen a lot from what you say, but a couple of ones which gives an idea to people that it's never easy, but you can't give up.
Absolutely. In fact, I would say there were more challenges and issues that one had to face, and then success came much later. So, and you must remember that my journey of beginning, my joining Moloobhoys was 23 years ago. Today we see a lot of women in the maritime world, but 23 years ago, I assure you, I was one of the very few. I think to name the 2 biggest challenges, one was my kids were still young and they were about 5 and 7, and they still needed mom to be at home when they came from school.
You have 2 girls.
2 daughters, that's right. And I think that was something that I struggled with, to juggle home and work to find the right balance. As I said in my LinkedIn interview, that there's no algorithm that gives you the perfect formula that, this is how you do it. It's a constant struggle, and I think I struggled with that. And secondly, I would say acceptance by in the marine world, because at that time they were really not willing to accept a woman in their midst, especially one who was not from them, in the sense I had no marine qualification, neither was I a chief engineer or a captain. In fact, I had no qualification. And I think that was a struggle that I really endured, but I'm glad to say succeeded at. So, yes.
God's on your side, Nafeesa. So you
He
can't go
always
wrong.
has been, yes. I agree.
And Aslam, your background is an MBA, and you worked several, but you had a chemistry background as well, is it? In college?
That's right.
And what college did you go to?
The Mitibai College.
Okay, both of you, same NM Mitibai, or I think
Correct,
same group?
yes,
Okay.
yes.
And yes, so tell me, what are the special things that you bring now to Moloobhoys from your corporate background?
So I think what corporate background has taught me is probably the most critical piece which in 33 years one has been able to harness. And I'm sure all of my listeners or our listeners have heard of IQ, the intelligent quotient. And then there was this term which started gaining momentum a couple of years ago called emotional quotient.
EQ.
Absolutely. I think what the corporate world has taught me over these years is a quotient which really defines success and failure. And that I would like to term as the AQ, which is the adversity quotient.
Oh.
So when you go through different brands, you go through different industries where you're chasing growth, you're having multiple challenges, some organized, some unorganized. You by default pick up a adversity quotient, and by default you build that adversity quotient, which at the end of your career in phase 1, as I call it, my first innings, becomes a formidable, I would say, piece, and it's part of your personality. That is really in my life, I believe in my second innings, really helping me in this journey, because I also, like Nafeesa, know nothing about the shipping industry. I still struggle with the EGDIS and, the EPUB SAT. These are names that I'm still coming together with. But the adversity quotient is what really gains and gives me that strength every morning as CEO Moloobhoy Group to go on, take on the challenges and help transform this wonderful organization.
Excellent. AQ, yes, that's
yes.
quite right. The
In
adversity
fact-
part, I think that builds in you a
Yes.
strength, and it shows up your character under stress. So I think it's a
In
wonderful
fact,
thing.
I would take that one step forward. I would say that I did face the adversity quotient, but very early on in my career, as you said, when I stepped in it as a lady, I had to face a lot of challenges. So the adversity quotient degree of of the adversity quotient was very much within me. But in my last innings, and I know that I have about 4 or 5 years more to go before I hang in my boots and call it a day.
No,
It's-
you have
no,
lots
no,
more.
I'm-
lots
I'm
more.
very clear.
You can't. Now
I'm very
he's come
clear.
in, and then now you
No.
got to guide him.
No,
you
no,
gotta
I know he
help
doesn't
him.
need guidance. He's
Okay.
extremely
All right,
good. But the point I'm getting to is I now look at, to take it one step further, the SQ, and that's the spiritual quotient.
Oh, the spiritual.
So today, when I lead my company, I have received a lot from it. I have received a lot from the industry, for which I am very grateful. And today I see it partly as a payback time. And I spend my time and my money back on my company, on my people, and we have carried out many initiatives for our team, which I think are revolutionary and path breaking. And I hope that it will, and my team and my people will remember me when I finally say goodbye, that we really changed lives and brought about change not only on the business front but even on a personal level for almost all employees. That's what gives me my final sense of achievement and feeling good about myself.
Very honorable and right thing to do there, Nafeesa. And I must tell you, I think you shouldn't be any rush to what do you call, move on. No, I think the industry needs you, because even with your years and years of experience and your knowledge and the things that you've done all through the entire career over here, I think your knowledge and experience will definitely help the people who come behind. Okay, he's not very far behind, but there's people behind him as well. So
No, my brother is extremely capable, and I have every confidence
now you're
in
bent
his ability.
bent on calling it.
He's got to now shoulder it in the next 4 or 5 years on his own.
Under your leadership.
All the
in these
best,
years.
Aslam, all the best, but I'm sure you do a great job as
I'm
well.
confident because I have God above me and a teacher, the best teacher next to me.
Great.
Best
Great.
sister, yes.
Super confidence in each other they have.
Yes.
This is something to be
Touch
noted,
wood.
because that's what builds things together.
Yes.
So, Nafeesa, now this is an age of gender equality. So I'm not going to ask you questions about what women face in particular. I say in general, a person who is thinking of coming into business now. Business is not like just working for someone. It just brings you under a different set of pressures. So what would you advise a youngster who thinks, okay, I need to start up a business, something like yours? What's the good advice you'd give? Or any business for that matter, really.
No, I would give any youngster the advice. I'm going to use a phrase which I love. It might be the ending might be slightly inappropriate, so please indulge me. Success is like getting pregnant.
Oh, okay.
Everybody congratulates you, but nobody knows how often you got fucked. So
I like that. I like that.
so the journey is going to be tough. It's going to be difficult, challenging. You're going to weep, cry. You go through lots of stress, ups and downs. But I think at the end of the day, when you've given your best day in and day out, there's a huge sense of satisfaction and a feeling of, I did it. And I think that's invaluable. And my one more advice to all the young people who are, on the threshold or threshold of either starting their careers or midway in their careers, you have to aspire to win. You have to aspire to be successful. And there's just no other option. There's only one goal: to win and to reach your target, whatever that is. And in that, I would give you two pieces of advice. One is, if you want something, and I'm going to quote here, that when you want something, all the universe conspires in helping you achieve it. This is from The Alchemist. That's my first point. And the second point is, in this journey, do not forget to carry your family with you. It's extremely lonely at the top. So when you arrive at your final destination, make sure you have your entire family, your friends, your team with you. Otherwise, it's a very lonely period.
Yes. I mean, like they say, everyone sees your success. Nobody sees the struggle behind it, you know. So
I'll just add one thing to what Nafeesa so beautifully articulated, and you can realize it comes from years of having driven this on a day-to-day basis. And the mantra that I have followed, which links up very, very well to what Nafeesa said, is it's all about winning, right? And I truly believe that winning is in the mind. If the mind conceptualizes a victory, trust me, there is nothing, with the grace of God, that is, of course, we need that. There is nothing that can beat you. I think a lot of times in this journey, a lot of us lose it in the mind. And then the rest is execution. So I want to leave this thought that winning starts and ends in the mind.
You got some really, really great nuggets out of these two. And I think it's something that will stay with our viewers for a long, long while. And I'm sure it will light the path of success for them as well. Okay, so let's go to something a little more light-hearted. Yeah, all right. So tell me one childhood memory that one of you outsmarted each other and left the other looking slightly foolish.
He always outsmarted me because he was the mischievous one. He was the, the one with more spirit and energy. I was the studious, grounded,
Absolutely.
sensible child. And so he always outsmarted me, and especially when it came to, taking permission from mom to go out in the evenings. So his deadline was way ahead of mine, though I was 4 years older, and my mom would be waiting, it's 9 o'clock, why isn't she back? And he would walk in at 11 and 12 and, the mom, and make up some story, and it was not on one day that he outsmarted me. He outsmarted me every Friday and Saturday night.
But were your parents very strict with these
Quite
things?
strict,
Yeah,
yes.
okay,
They
yeah.
came from
Alright.
they were fairly conservative.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's was pretty normal in those days.
Yes.
Nowadays, I think we are far more liberal with our kids. But well, so take for example, your company was a family dinner. Which one of you would come on time, and which one of you would keep the other one waiting but still get the dessert?
Now, Aslam, you're going to
Are we
answer
going to
that.
go back there?
So I think both would be on time, and both love sweets. We both have a sweet tooth.
Oh, that comes from your mother, is it? Okay. Or it's a family of...
No,
of
Aslam is
three.
more punctual than me, and also being a man, I think he doesn't have to take care of the
Less
matter
liabilities.
at home.
Absolutely.
So
My wife does that,
Yeah,
and
so
I'm proud of her.
I remember we were both together in Lanavla, where we have our weekend home,
Yeah.
and we were chatting, and then we had a Zoom call, and so it was about 11 o'clock, and he said, it's 11:15, and we need to go for the call. And I had already got up at 10:30 because I had to give the menu for the afternoon. I had to arrange things for my children and grandchildren. So, in ours as women, we need to do more. But I try and be punctual, but Aslam's punctuality is like the Navy punctuality. It's on the dot.
Yes. I mean, punctuality really sometimes lends you character. There are people who are always there, always on time. So, another one here. Tell me his wife's birthday.
I hope I remember.
Now that's a
You
tough
will be
one.
excused. But
So I'll tell you what's his wife's birthday. A WhatsApp one day before from my brother.
is it okay? All right.
Now, I hope
We'll
his wife is not going to listen in on this.
we'll make sure she does.
She's asked me for the link.
Okay. Now, Aslam, for you, what is the date of her wedding anniversary?
It just went 31st, it just went 26th of January.
Wrong. Yay!
When is it?
29th of
29th.
January.
Okay.
So that
Not
WhatsApp
far,
didn't come.
Only 3 days. Only 3 days out. No, but
Not bad. Same month.
just tells you that yes, we do take an interest in each other to as brother and sister, but we might be a little forgetful about the dates.
No, it's
But
not.
that's
We are not. We don't. It's not that. I would put it even more pleasantly. I would say
Yeah,
we take
sure.
advantage of technology, and now we are
Why
going.
not? Why
I'm
not?
studying AI, so now I'll have an AI telling me. Using AI, I'll get to know everybody's birthdays, including yours.
Thank you. I'll be happy to receive a wonderful gift on my birthday.
Done.
Thank you. And yes, and I think now that you're in the shipping industry, you need to cope a lot, like you said, with the vocabulary here, because this is not general industry or not general corporate where everything has some different name. And how are you coping with that part?
No, I think every industry has its own jargons. And what one has done is taken the advice from my sister, where she said, Aslam, the way you need to take forward this critical assignment for the group, Moloobhoy group, is look at yourself as a catalyst. And what I've done is I've also brought in simultaneously in the last 7 months multiple of my ex-colleagues from different brands who have worked with me in this 33-year journey. So obviously they are not from the shipping industry. And I think the most critical advice amongst many that my sister gave me in these 7 months was, look at this as a race horse that we have in the company. So our existing employees as thoroughbreds, which definitely they are, plus the team that you're bringing in, who also from corporate world are thoroughbreds. We're pulling the chariot of the Moloobhoy group, and we want to really speed up. The way she articulated it was, I thought, brilliant. Her hair stands up because I can still remember that dinner over which she said it. And she said, both these horses, my existing team who are thoroughbreds, who are fantastic, and your corporate
with marine domain knowledge.
Absolutely. And your corporate experienced team who know how it is to transform, etc. If these two horses run together, we'll have a winning chariot.
I'd say, friends, everybody I wish is blessed with a wonderful sister like Nafeesa
100%.
and a devoted brother like Aslam.
Absolutely.
And I think that would make a brilliant combo for anyone.
God has been kind.
Let's get a few last comments from each one of them, and we can then close. So tell me, Nafeesa, how do you want to close? A couple of sentences. Good, powerful ones, I'm sure you're going to deliver.
I aspire to have a great ending of my career, whereby we go down in history as a great company with, of international systems and processes and efficiencies, one which has got great ethics and integrity, and that we are nothing less than any of the foreign companies that we have today in this supply and service segment. And I wish I can, put Moloobhoys right up there so that it becomes something that, we are all proud of. Not only we in the company, but everybody in the maritime industry says, wow, she did it. And we leave behind a legacy for a company that continues to do what it's doing, that is serve humbly in the service of the maritime world, and does it par excellent. That's my vision, that's my prayer, and I'm going to put in my 100% to achieve this.
Moloobhoy, my friends, we all know is global already, but what we heard very recently, a couple of days back in the budget, is that the government is now coming out to support this industry in a big way. And I'm sure some of that will definitely reflect in Moloobhoy's future. And I'm sure it's going to be the best. So, Aslam, your closing lines, please.
A difficult act to follow after what my sister just, I would say,
No, mine was
spoke
from the heart. Yeah.
Heart,
Yes.
absolutely. No, I think just to add to what Nafeesa has rightly said, every organization needs a purpose. And in these 7 months, what I have seen is the purpose of this organization already is, and we need to just fine tune it and further take it forward, is that anywhere in the world where a seafarer gets into that ship, he knows that he's safe. His family knows that he's safe because it has Moloobhoy products, Moloobhoy safety equipment, Moloobhoy navigation equipment, and the entire plethora of equipment that will keep him safe in the stormy waters of the sea. To me, each and every employee of Moloobhoy's has been living that as we speak for over 100 years. And I just want to be a humble soul in that journey to take this purpose forward and bring it to the next level. That's all I would like to say.
So nice and so well articulated, and it's just come straight from the heart from both of them. And I must say, I wish Moloobhoy's a brilliant future, and I know they will be definitely an iconic company for everyone to be inspired by.
Thank
you, everyone.
That's so kind. That's so kind. I'm
Viewers,
so humbled by
it's-
your words. Thank you.
Viewers, it's so nice having you all with us. Before you go, I have this little token of our affection there.
Thank you.
Have a little coffee in it tomorrow morning.
I
or
will.
whenever you please.
It's been an honor to be with you.
My pleasure, Aslam. My pleasure.
Cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers. Cheers. And bye bye, everyone.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Thank
Next
you
Friday,
again.
we'll be
Bye.
with you.
Actually, the way he's a seafarer, so he's not here for half of the year, approximately, for each and every seafarer. But what I see is that all the seafarers, the way they are connected with their friends and family is really very something you should learn from. They're not here, but still they're connected, and they take care of all the family members and the friends, even if when they are on board. That is something people should take inspiration from and learn from them.